Hello, fairy finders and fairy seekers. Welcome back to FaerieQuest and week 3 of the self-discovery journey with the fairies to find your soul purpose. Keep in mind that the photograph of the fairy that you will see on the card for this reading will be at the end of this video. And also anything that you want to know about the We Folk Toracles deck that I'm using can be found in the description box below. Let's get going.
This is week number 3, and as always, we're going to jump right in with the shuffling. See what the fairies have to share for this week. I hope you've had some success with the first 2 weeks of this spiritual discovery journey. In the first week of Thimble sharing about the soul purpose and the heart song, and then Nathaniel sharing about the creativity for childhood. So here we go. We're going to see what week number 3 has to say. First, we're going to split the deck. And the card that is coming forward is this one here. I guess I'll bring it forward a little bit for you so perhaps you can see it a little clearer. Okay, so as always, we're going to start with impressions of what we see on this card. And what I see is what looks to be a little miniature kind of Wonder Woman, at least to me. She has what looks like a pointed helmet, kind of wings out on the sides. And this winged helmet has a headband, a golden headband. She has a few little curls coming down here, and we can see one leg and one foot. The lower half of this other leg is behind some foliage here. And she has her hands, which can be seen as, again, gold like the headband. Her hands are almost like mittens, the way that it looks. And the way that they're positioned is she has her elbow bent, and at the waist, her hands are in front of her. She's holding this dark ball, which at first I thought was like a loincloth because of the outfit that she has. However, as I looked at the card more, to me, this appears to be almost like a dark weight, like you would lift to build your muscles. In the original photograph, she is up high, and she seems to be looking down, just kind of surveying the land, so to speak. Despite her superhuman look, like she could fly off of there and go and save somebody, despite that, she appears to be very contemplative, I guess. If this is in fact, this little round black ball is a weight, she's kind of bent backwards a little bit, as though she's holding on to that, and it's kind of weighing her down, like she can't, even if she had to, she couldn't move. She has that and can't seem to let it go. And obviously she's fit. She's very streamlined. There's no extra weight on her anywhere. So the only thing that might be holding her down is this little black ball here. She also is very unique in her style. Back to the helmet a little bit. Obviously she feels like she needs protection from something. She needs to protect herself, so thus the helmet that she's wearing. And again, she is standing still, not having any forward momentum. So those are the impressions. Let us take a look on the back and see what she has to say. Her name is Tepay, and the subject matter of this message is the warrior. She says, "To give yourself to others is noble. Do not mistake being a giving person with someone who saves nothing of themselves for themselves. When giving is taken for granted, exhausting the giver, the warrior must be allowed to come forth. This warrior is strong, yet kind, firm, yet understanding, and if allowed, can bring the giving of the self back to a healthy perspective. The warrior listens to the heart to make an informed decision whether to say yes or no. The warrior's heart speaks true." Wow. Again, another very profound message here from such a little being. And I think from what she is saying on here, the impressions that we're being given are actually pretty clear here. In the first 2 weeks, you were given specific tasks, and you might have been thinking at that time, and perhaps the fairies understand this, is that, with all your other responsibilities, how are you going to have time to continue this self-discovery journey? And many of us feel, whether we're male or female, feel as though we have to be superhuman to be able to get everything done that we feel like we need to do, and to take care of everyone the way we feel we need to take care of them. And perhaps that is the weight that she is carrying here, is that she feels as though this weight is just weighing her down, because that's where everyone lives. Those are all her responsibilities. And she knows that she has to take care of everyone, but it's just this heavy weight that makes her have to bend, and she can't seem to let go. She's holding on pretty tightly here, but she knows what she wants to do. She needs to let go of that weight. I feel like this unique style that she has, such as the helmet, isn't really necessarily what she wants to have, but it's what she feels she has to have. Everyone needs protection at times from things that feel threatening to them, and thus I think the helmet itself. Now, it might be such a thing as you are having difficulties being able to balance all your responsibilities, and maybe there's family drama or child drama. It does happen. I had 4 kids. I know the child drama. And so many responsibilities between the job and the housekeeping, and perhaps children if you have them, or social network, or so many different things that can come into play. And I think what Tepay is saying here is that you need to start picking and choosing a bit. There has to be time for you somewhere in the mesh. Otherwise, as she says, it's not a very healthy perspective. You've got to bring the giving and the constant waiting on others or taking care of others to a healthy balance. So I think the task for this week is considering those things that perhaps aren't serving you in your life right now, things that you can actually let go of, people that you can perhaps say no to, instead of automatically saying yes because you feel obligated to say yes. You need to have time for yourself. If you're going to go through this spiritual discovery journey, you need to have the time to create, as suggested by Nathaniel. And you need to have the time to get comfortable with your heart rhythm, as talked about by Thimble. So for the task this week, continue to get comfortable with your heart rhythm. Again, hand on heart, drumming. Opening up that third eye, and think about this time those things that you really don't need to be responsible for. Things that perhaps you can designate to others to help you out, to give you an hour of time to yourself, a half hour of time for yourself. This is very important for the health, just to de-stress, just to allow yourself the opportunity to do something for you specifically. Maybe that's the creating that Nathaniel suggested from the childhood memory. This seems to be a huge part of these weekly readings right now. So anyway, that is the task for this week, and we will see you for week number 4. Take care.